I tried. I was very new agey kind of, and I was trying to find lots of different things. And one thing I did find, funny enough, was I had seen a documentary where someone got rid of it by saying, "Jesus, I trust in you," and I said it, and it went away. And I came back a few more times, and I said it, and it went away. And that led me down. I was always a very spiritual person. That led me down a very Christian kind of path. Now I know it doesn't. I'm not sure that probably doesn't mesh with how you see the spiritual world as well. But it has helped me tremendously and got my mental health, or that's why I link the spiritual. That's why I added that. It was always physical and mental health. Then it was like spiritual because it got everything. Got my mental health back on track, which got my physical health back on track, and I just thought it was great in that way. But and I do know, I've heard often people talking about, like you said, you can sense people's auras. Some people can, walk into a room and see the energy around someone. And I know someone actually went into my auntie's house years ago, which they thought was haunted, and they saw my nana sitting there, and they said she's a very strong energy around her, and maybe she was just such a spiritual person in that way as well.
Yeah.
But I don't. How do you sit with the idea of Jesus or of Christianity? Then is that something that you don't really think much about?
No. So I was raised Catholic, like extremely Catholic, my whole life. Like did all the catechisms. My mother is very, very devout Catholic, and so I view anything that helps you connect with stuff that's beyond your physical eyes as a benefit. Like, bottom line, if it helps you connect spiritually with something that's outside of you and that is this grander thing that helps you awaken that magic that's within you, like, that is a good thing. Like, inherently and a wonderful, beautiful thing. So to me, though I don't necessarily follow any sort of religious doctrine of, like, rules set down by people, that doesn't, like, I do not discredit the beauty of connecting in that way at all. Some of the things don't necessarily, like some of the belief systems and stuff specifically in Catholicism don't match up with things that I have seen, physically seen myself, or felt myself that way. And so that's part of the reason where I'm like, okay, like there's room on this planet for all of the different beliefs, where essentially as long as you're preaching love and connecting through love and love is what's real, like that's what matters.
It's interesting, because it's something that happened when I said these things. I felt a different type of presence in the room, like a positive one. Mm-hmm. But I was raised Catholic as well, but I found myself not agreeing. Couldn't get in the viewpoint of because, like you said, a lot of stuff I was seeing was different or not correct, and it made me delve into more. So I had to figure this out. Why is one thing working, but I don't agree with this? And it really helped me differentiate between Christianity and Catholicism, where Catholicism wasn't like an organized religion, where Christianity was just reading the words of Christ rather, because I felt as though that was that force almost, or that light that was taking over the others. And really, I found myself not being religious, not going to church and things like that, but being very, very spiritual with the guidance of the words of Christ. Strange, that's when I realized I was pulling from organized religion basically, and realized that hang on, like even in the Catholic Church, it's like, hang on, he didn't actually say that. He said he didn't say you have to go to church. He said you can sit in your room and speak by yourself, and this is way different, but I just thought it was interesting because it does just preach the love and helping each other out, and that's all he was all about, When you're talking about metaphysical, so do you believe in higher being, like a designer or a creator of the metaphysical world and the natural world?
I do. I have a very open relationship with creator of all that is what I call being. Yeah. I actually became a theta healer a while ago because it was something I was really trying to tap into. Is like I knew my gifts were really active right before bed, like right as I was trying to fall asleep, and that's when you're entering the theta brainwave. So of course the universe was like, "Oh, here, you should try this thing," and I totally did. And the whole thing is about fostering you can actually communicate with creator, and creator communicates back. It's like the craziest. You hear everything, and it's amazing. It's like the coolest modality ever. So since that time, it's been a really deep bonding experience with like growing my relationship with creator, because I had some trauma around that from being in the Catholic Church and from not aligning and from being told multiple times like how wrong I was to not align with the church, and I think as an organization, like no major statements on the Catholic Church, but like if it's something's not serving you, nothing should ever tell you you're wrong for having that thing not serve you.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest thing. And so I had some like residual like ick, like I don't necessarily want to, like I know there's a creator energy out there. I feel it, I see it, I can see it in everything that exists. Like I know there's that, but I don't necessarily want a relationship with that because like I'm scared of like the pain from my past relationships with that. So I had to overcome a lot of that. But since then it's really, really a cool bonding, and the energy of creator is freaking powerful and amazing and just pure love. So.
I wanted to ask you a question that I don't want to go back this a bit, but it's just interesting for me because when I talked about the bad spiritual experiences and the good, and the figure of Christ specifically, regardless of religion, Catholic Church, kept announcing itself or pulling into my view. Have you ever asked this is just purely my own curiosity, but have you ever asked your spiritual guides about that figure of that person or that spirit? Because obviously, the question in Christianity is, did he resurrect? But definitely his spirit lives on. Like it's 2020 for that reason, that he's such an impact. Have you ever asked him specifically about that particular person?
Not specifically, however, what I can tell you from like energetically what I can sense is the layers of like ascended beings, right, that I talked about. That's where the spirit is. And different ones have come to this planet at different times to basically teach us again that we should love each other. Like again and again and again in different variety, and they call in different people. I call it having your own spiritual mountaintop, right? So you have your own little hill and you're on top of your hill, and some people like your hill and some people like the hill that's over there, but you're all talking about the same things using different words. He's in that realm of, he has a really, really tall hill, and he came at that time, and like that his soul is like from that ascended zone to again try to teach us to love each other. And so that's his hill, and people are attracted to that. But that's as far as I know of that, his particular soul. Like that's what I sense. And I could probably tune in more. It would take a little bit more time because he's kind of layers away from me. But yeah, that's that it's under that overarching of like these higher, more evolved intelligently beings, and spiritually, that are connecting with us in this human place.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting. If you ever did that, I'd definitely go look at that. It'd be great.
Yeah.